Hey there, Dr. Crypto here, and I hope everybody is having a great Friday wherever you are in the world. Friday's here upon us again, and the weekend is closing in. So hopefully everybody's going to have a great weekend. As always, is it going to be a volatile weekend, or is it going to be the normal flat, going sideways kind of weekend? Well, no doubt we'll find out. So before I start, give us a thumbs up, give us a subscribe. And then what we'll do is we'll have a look at a little bit of Bitcoin, and then we'll have a look at see what Crow or Crypto.com is doing. So without further ado, let's just get in there and have a check, see what's happening. So what we can see on the Bitcoin chart at the moment. So this is on the 4-hourly Bitcoin and US dollar. So at the moment, so basically we're just chopping sideways. We're sort of like, are we making sort of a Bart Simpson where we keep chopping a bit more and then we sort of drop down and retrace. Now, I'm personally thinking that, obviously it all depends what happens next week, as also with the Federal Reserve, but I'm thinking, is it going to be healthy for us now just to chop around here and then sort of do a bit of a pullback really, and maybe start to retest around about 21,500 800 sort of region, so that's sort of what makes me feel like that would be a lot more healthier than actually just keep on pushing up. But the other scenario is, and I'm seeing it off a lot of other traders, that they're thinking that for bullishness, for potential bull cycle, we get above 25,000, and then maybe come back down to around about this level here, around about the 23, between 22, 23,000, So, but, at the moment, we're just chopping that sideways. And obviously we can either go pull back or we can make a sharp bust up like we did here. We sort of chop really pretty much sideways and then this big push up. We could do it again. Chop sideways, big push up, or we could just retest and start creating a little bit of support around about this mark here again, So, but at the moment, the stock RSI on the 4-hourly is sort of becoming a little bit oversold, which is quite bullish, really. So, obviously we've broken the trend in that time away. So, but if we look on the Lux algo at the moment, we've got the Lux algo. We've got a strong buy signal here. We're just chopping sideways. There's been no sell or strong, but we've caught the trend catcher. We sort of went a bit sideways there, lost the trend, but we've caught that trend again. So could we just chop around, like I said, and make a move up or move down? So Lux algo at the moment, it's just not really showing any signs at the moment. You can't make a decision in terms of which way we're going. The volumes are all right. It's not my major. I think people are anticipating to see what the Federal Reserve say in the FOMC meeting next week with Jerome Powell. So, but we could go and have a look at the S&P at the moment, if we go to the S&P, which is quite bullish to me at the moment, is we've broken this is on the 4-hourly, so we've broken the trend at the moment on this. Again, sort of like Bitcoin, could we push up a little bit further into when the market opens today? Because we sort of tend to find towards the end of the Friday, in terms of the stock market recently, you get this sort of like a bit of a pump up, to finish off the day on a high sort of thing. So, but RSI sort of overbought at the moment. So are we going to sort of at the opening sort of have a little bit of a retracement down and then later on in the day push back up to get up to maybe about this level here, which would be around about, I would say around about a 1 point, just over 1% move to the upside, but obviously time will tell on that one. But I'm expecting might get a little bit of a pullback and then push up later on in the day. And obviously, will the dollar sort of get weaker? We've sort of are under that, that resistance now. So it's dropped down a little bit, the dollar has. And, could we come down further? Obviously, that's going to be bullish for the rest of the markets if the dollar does. So, overall, looking at the Bitcoin chart, we're looking okay. So, I'll just have a quick look and see what the bullish signs are at the moment, for potential mark to further on the upside. So, looking on the monthly chart for Bitcoin, we've got here bottomed out, around about the 2015. We sort of bottomed out around there, and then suddenly around about the beginning of May, we've got a buy signal off Lux algo and bump straight up, and then again we sort of won 2018, went sideways, Obviously the buy came up on the around about the 1st of June, bump straight into the bull market. And at the moment we've sort of come down. We're 395 days into that bear market. And again, look at that. We're starting to turn slightly green on the Lux Algo. So at some point, are we going to get on the monthly a buy? Because look at the RSI. We're oversold. And this is on the monthly chart. We're oversold on the monthly now. And look at it, it's starting to cross over to tick to the upside. And what just makes me even more bullish is, you look at this. It was on 2015, 427 days into the bear market. And then on 2018 was 335 days. And we're now 395 days into the bear market. And so is it the time where the bulls, everything at the moment is starting to look slightly bullish. I'm starting to see the sentiment start to turn bullish as well, in Twitter. But at the moment, short term, you're starting to get a bit of that mixture. But I think long term, a lot of people are starting to become a lot more bullish. And I think a lot of the people who are on the sidelines at the moment, a lot of these bigger traders on the sidelines at the moment, are waiting for confirmation. Probably, I would say, around about the 25k mark for Bitcoin. If we hit that and we sustain it, maybe go sideways along there, I think you're going to get a lot of the bigger traders and a lot of bigger influencers starting to change the tune and say, look, yeah, I'm starting to feel we're in the bull market again here. Or, we're on the uptrend and potentially bull market closely following on. So, but obviously we will soon see. But even if we drop down to say to 20,000 and we hold that line as support and we, and we carry on along, I think that's bullish, So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. But a quickly look at the weekly here. If we look at the weekly, we've just got a strong order there for based on Lux Algo, because you can see here right at the beginning where it was the buy, we've got the strong push up there, strong second wave up on the bull market, and now we've got a strong now on Lux Algo. So to me, everything's looking fairly bullish. So, but without further ado, I think it's been quite a bullish month, really, because we've had a lot of this tax harvesting which has happened. We've got an anticipation that we may get, around about up to a 2.5% of the Federal Reserve, but we'll see on that one, because we can see here on Forbes, they reckon here, it says here the Federal Reserve doesn't rate cuts in 2024 according to recent minute, yet the market forecasts a peak rate soon in spring. Markets currently viewing most likely path as 2 more small hikes, specifically a 0.25% point hike in February the 1st. So that a lot of the markets could be just priced in that. But obviously, if Jerome Powell comes in and he's dovish as well, I think that's going to rally in the market, so be prepared for that volatility coming in next week. So yeah, just beware, we see this is what some analysts are thinking. Jerome Powell may well be thinking something different. So if you're trading short term, just be aware of that. So that is the question. So don't forget, if we get a drop in the hike, obviously this is going to be bearish for the dollar, and that's going to be bullish therefore risk assets like Bitcoin for maybe further rallies, to the upside. So just be careful next week in terms of the volatility. But like I said, you just have to look on CoinGlass here on the monthly return. We're on a beautiful positive here, 38.6% up. So what will it be next month? Hopefully for February we're going to get another green, maybe the odd red, but I let's see what happens, because it's looking all positive at this point in time. So yeah, just be prepared for next week and that. So without further ado, let's just have a quick check-in and see, crypto.com, Cronos CRO, which okay, so looking at CRO at the moment, so you can see this is basically on the 4-hour chart at the moment. So we've basically got this beautiful uptrend here. We've sort of dropped below it here, but obviously now we're starting to regain it again. Obviously, like anything, it's like with all cryptos, you all follow like Bitcoin, So if Bitcoin ends up pulling back, alts pull back a lot harder, but at the same time, alts can really pump up strong as well. But looking at CRO at the moment, we're looking quite good actually, so we're getting above that trend line again. So, but what we've got to watch for here, we've got this line of support around about 8 cents. You know, so, but we keep on pushing up, bumping our heads there once, twice, 3 times. So we need to get that volume in. Obviously, Bitcoin to push up again, you know, and then CRO, the volume come in and push through this resistance, because, you know, the next resistance is around about, coming up to around about the 10 cents, and that's a good psychological level, you know, where Bitcoin at the moment is has got above that FTX collapse, and yet some alts like CRO have got to get above that, and we're sort of above really all the FUD that CRO, Crypto.com had. But, you know, with Crypto.com, they've stood the standard time. You know, they stood that resilience and that, you know, from all that FUD that, you know, was created by CZ and, you know, and other influencers and such like, you know. That gives me strength. That gives me positivity that they have withstood that and they came out stronger, you know, because look at this. So basically, we're just banging our heads against this resistance. As soon as we come here, we've got a beautiful, if we could get above this resistance here, we've got an 18% uptick. There's nothing really stopping us from that point. Then we'll start probably banging our heads on there, and obviously, you know, all subject to other cryptos. But, you know, we're getting above that trend line. But also on the 4-hourly, we're starting to create on the RSI a bullish divergence. So we've got the line going down here on the diverge, and we're pushing up on that one there. So we've got a bit of a bullish divergence coming on the 4-hourly. So that's quite positive for CRO. And we've got the stock RSI, which is basically getting close to sort of like, you know, bottoming out on that one. We're sort of becoming oversold on that one. So obviously, so we've got the bullish divergence, getting a bit oversold on that one, on the 4-hourly this is. So, yeah, and we've also created, as you can see here on the green line here, which I'm showing you here, we've created a nice bit of support here. So we're grinding up gradually. Bullish divergence, stock RSI is coming oversold, you know, and so let's have a quick look at Lux Algo as well. So at the moment, you know, Lux Algo has got a strong buy here. So obviously, let's expand that a little bit more there. So yeah, we've got a nice strong buy there. We've also got the trend catchers being caught again. So like I said, we've got bullish divergence, trend catchers being caught again. We're starting to get above that trend line up as support, pushing up. But as soon as we could get past that resistance area here at 8 cents, we've got the 10 cents next, and then from that point on I'm really bullish even further, you know, because you have to look at Crypto.com. You know, they got Paris Saint-Germain, like, you know, Messi and all that. So look at this partnership with these guys, this football club, one of the biggest in France. You know, how much exposure is Crypto.com going to get with that? Absolutely. And they got also, yeah, Messi, one of the most famous footballers, you know, at this time. You know, a lot of young people see Messi, and, you know, having him flying the flag, Paris Saint-Germain flying the flag for Crypto.com is absolutely massive. And, you know, given all the FUD, look what they are doing. You know, no financial advice on this. This is do your own research. But for me, I am in terms of investing in Crow. I've invested fairly heavily in Crow because I see the long-term future for it. I even see the short to medium term. Given the FUD that's happening, what happened, given what they're building with DeFi wallets, you know, and everything else, you know, with the Cronos chain, it's getting bigger. We've now got over 80 million users for Crypto.com. Paris Saint-Germain, you know, we've got that as well now. UFC and all the other partnerships, you know, the Crypto.com arena, you know, and that's just naming a few. The licenses they've been getting, you know, and people are saying, are you fully in crypto? I'm not fully in crypto yet. I have got a lot of exposure. So if we drop down, I will buy more. If we go up and we start getting the bottom line, I'm happy. You know, I've not financial advice, like I said, always do your own research, but I've got myself enough exposure. If the markets do really pump up, I'm happy. I'm happy where I am. You know, but if we drop down further, I've got dry powder on the side to buy more. But like I said, always do your own research. But Crypto.com, Cronos, I'm not sitting on the sidelines waiting for that $10,000 Bitcoin. It might not ever come. It could do, but it might not ever. And if you see these people waiting for this $10,000 Bitcoin and it never happens, and then suddenly we're rocking up 25, 30 to 40,000, you're going to get a lot of sort of people who are going to blame other influencers. Well, you told us to do this and you told us to do that. Don't listen to everybody says. Just use it as just a reference point, as part of your research. You're part of your due diligence, so to say. So, CRO is looking bullish. You know, we've got bullish divergence. We've got the trend catcher. You know, stock RSI is becoming oversold. You know, it's looking pretty good to me. So, I hope you enjoyed that video. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a subscribe. And have a great day. Have a great weekend wherever you are in the world. And I shall catch up with you soon. Take care. Speak to you later.